My name is Kola, and you are watching Koboko Fitness. I think all of us at some point have wondered if we can just have a flatter stomach without having to suck in so much. But the truth is, there are only very few of us that are truly happy with our current levels of belly fat and feel good about that area. And even fewer of us get anywhere close to getting well-defined abs, whether it be that six-pack or the 11-line abs. Personally, if you ask me, I'll tell you that you are beautiful, you're a goddess, you're full of sparkles and love, and the world is at your feet. But I know you didn't come here for that. You came to make sure that you're not making some big mistakes with your belly fat exercises and your ab exercises, and I got you. We're gonna be talking about belly fat mistakes and ab exercise mistakes today, so strap in because this is a good one. Now, I'm gonna pause here and address the elephant in the room. When I talk about belly fat exercises, am I talking about exercises that remove fat only from the belly and nowhere else? No. That would be like talking about putting money in your bank account without you having to do anything. It just doesn't work that way. There are no exercises that we know of as of today that can isolate just the belly area and extract fat from only the belly and nowhere else. But there are many exercises that make 1000% sense to do if the goal is to lose belly fat. And then there are some exercises that just aren't as effective. Those other exercises aren't bad to do. Honestly, as long as you're not hurting yourself, there's no such thing as a bad exercise. But if the goal is to lose belly fat or to get abs, some exercises just make more sense than others. Those are the exercises I am referring to when I talk about belly fat exercises or ab exercises in this video. I have seen so many women work so hard on their belly fat only to make exactly zero progress. Some people doing 100 reps of something every day, and they just don't seem to make any progress. I think we all know that getting abs and losing belly fat requires taking care of things like consuming quality whole grain foods like brown rice, quinoa, and spinach or kale, consuming quality lean proteins like chicken breast or lentils, and reducing sugar. But in addition to all of these things, one of the major reasons why most of us women, and even some men, don't get anywhere close to reducing belly fat or having visible abs is that we are either doing the wrong exercises for our goals or we're doing the correct exercises but in the wrong way. Ab exercises and belly fat exercises are actually really effective for losing belly fat and getting the abs to look snatched, but they can also be very tricky to do correctly. Some people just put their legs in the wrong way. Some people just find it difficult to breathe. There's just all sorts of issues. And the reason I'm talking specifically about ab exercises and belly fat exercises in this video is that these are the exercises that can actually cause back pain, back problems if they're not done correctly. By the way, if you already have back pain or you're already experiencing back problems, definitely see a physical therapist, and also check out my video with back pain exercises. I included that video in my May challenge and everybody loved it. So in the rest of this video, I will be covering 5 fitness mistakes that a lot of us make with our belly fat exercises and our ab exercises. If you make sure that you avoid these mistakes and you are motivated enough to be consistent for a little while, you can easily reach your goal to reduce belly fat, have a flatter stomach, and maybe even get some visible definition in your abs. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. It's totally free for you and it means so much to me. When you subscribe, make sure you press that bell icon to be notified when my next video drops. Mistake number 5, we are going in reverse order today. The great plank mistake. Planks are one of the most effective exercises you can do for your belly area. There are so many variations of planks and for good reason. With a plank, you just need to stay still in one position so that gravity pulls on your stomach and your ab muscles have to work against gravity. This is the mechanics of doing a plank. Now, getting it right is actually a different matter. It sounds so simple, but it can be difficult to do. One of the most common mistakes I see with people trying to do planks is the tendency to stick the booty up in the air while doing the plank. This booty maneuver allows us to do our planks for a longer time, but it reduces the benefit to the core. Remember, the idea is to have contraction in the abs. So if the booty is grazing the ceiling, there is just not enough contraction in the abs to get the results that you are looking for. So to do the plank correctly, it is so important to pay attention to that booty and keep the spine straight. Anytime you get into your plank position, just mentally remember to bring your hips down a little bit. Even if you think it's already good, just bring it down a little bit. The aim is to just have your spine as straight as possible, as parallel to the floor as possible. This is what will give you maximum tension and isolation in your abs. Doing the plank right will make you feel immediate contraction in your abs. Your goal is to try to get your your form down before trying to do it for a long time. So you can start off by just planking for only 5 seconds. 5-second plank is better than nothing. Then once you have that down, next time, do your plank for 7 seconds. Next time, do it for 15 seconds. And before you know it, you'll be doing 30-second planks. A lot of people tell me that they feel that planks are ineffective because they just don't feel it in their abs. And I promise you, correcting this one mistake alone will help you engage your core so much better and get such better results. Now, if you're doing your planks wrong, are you completely wasting your time? No, you're not. Depending on the shape of your body, your arms and your legs will benefit from the exercise, which is still better than eating Doritos on the couch. Mistake number 4, the lying leg lifts mistake. Another really common mistake that many people make is with lying leg lifts. These are also called leg drops. With this exercise, one big mistake is focusing on trying to do many instead of focusing on getting them quality reps. A quality rep is a rep where you have contraction and tension in the abs. By the way, if you suffer from diastasis recti, which is a separation of the ab muscles due to childbirth, this is an exercise that for some women can actually make the condition worse. So if this is something you're experiencing, then it's a good idea to talk to a physical therapist just to make sure that you're safe and you're not making things worse, because that's the last thing we want. It may make things worse. So just wanted to throw that in there because I know it's a very common issue. But if you don't have that issue and you are doing leg drops, it is critical to get that contraction and tension in the abs. You do this by making sure that the lower back is flush against the floor. If you notice that your lower back keeps lifting off of the floor when you are doing leg drops, you are not maximizing the benefit of this exercise. One way to help that lower back stay against the floor is by placing your palms face down on the floor as a wedge underneath your butt to keep your lower back on the floor. You will find that by keeping your lower back on the floor, you may not be able to go through the full range of motion. That is, your heel may not get to the floor when you try to put it down. This is okay. The stronger your core and ab muscles get, the closer to the floor you will be able to get your legs. In fact, if you do your leg drops or your lying leg lifts correctly, you may not be able to survive more than 5 seconds. It can be that intense. That doesn't mean you're doing something wrong or you're not good at it. It means that you are doing something right. As long as you keep showing up and you keep trying your best, you will see that you will get stronger, and before you know it, you can do 30 seconds non-stop. So don't be discouraged with that struggle in the beginning. It's a very short phase where you're struggling before you get into it and then you understand the mechanics and you just become unstoppable. It's a beautiful process. Mistake number 3, placing your hands behind your neck or your head while trying to do exercises like sit-ups and crunches. This is a very common thing to do. And honestly, there's nothing inherently wrong with the hand positioning itself. Where we get into trouble is when we get tired and then we start pulling on our necks and our heads to try to get our upper bodies to sit up for that last rep. There is a high risk of pulling on the neck muscles and getting a strain. And let me tell you, neck pain is not cool. So just save yourself. Besides, if you're using your arms to pull your head and your neck up, then your abs aren't really doing what they're supposed to be doing with the movement. And just as a side note, if you are a true beginner to ab exercises and belly fat exercises, just know that you will not feel your ab muscles for a long time. So if you're not feeling it right away, don't stress about it. Just focus on making sure that you are doing the exercise with the best form that you know how to, and be consistent with your workouts. You will avoid injury if you're doing things correctly, and you will get stronger if you stay consistent, and you will get the results you're looking for. One small adjustment I will suggest for this mistake is, instead of placing your hands directly behind your head or behind your neck, it might be helpful to place your hands on the sides of your head or on your ears, or you can even cross them over your chest. This way your hands are not behind your head or behind your neck, and you don't have the temptation to pull on those muscles to get that last rep in. Your aim really should be to keep your head and your neck locked in one position so that all the pressure is coming from your abs to pull your upper body to do the work. This mistake is one of the many reasons why some people don't get results from doing crunches. Mistake number 2, getting it wrong with JJs. What's a JJ? Jumping jacks. I love jumping jacks. They make me feel like a kid. And it's the one exercise most people learn how to do when we're all kids. But one mistake I want to point out here is that you don't have to do jumping jacks. If you're doing my workouts, I almost always provide step jacks as an alternative to jumping jacks. The jumping is totally optional, but if you must do jumping jacks, here's the mistake. Remember, when you land, you must have a slight bend in the knee. As a person who has had knee pain in the past, you don't want to go through that trauma. So don't lock your your knees, what this does is it helps distribute the impact to other parts of your body so that your knees and your kneecaps aren't absorbing all the shock. And even if you're doing step jacks as well, it is helpful to still keep that soft bend in your knee to help your body absorb the shock. Mistake number 1. Doing only resistance or weight training. Resistance exercises like bicycles, sit-ups, and crunches are really good. They're awesome. And if you don't have a lot of belly fat, these exercises really might be all you need to get that visible definition in your abs. But if you are on the struggle bus with belly fat, remember, cardio is your friend. No matter what the internet tells you, if you have a real issue with belly fat. Jumping jacks or step jacks, which we just talked about, are an excellent example of cardio. And as you probably know from experience, the stomach is one of the last places where excess fat likes to sit. It can be really challenging to get rid of, but if you stay focused, it is totally possible to burn belly fat and see the results you want. If you want to do all of this by yourself, try incorporating cardio into your routine at least 2 to 3 days a week. You can try running or swimming as well. If you prefer to get some professional help, head over to KobokoFitness.com and check out my belly fat program. It is also called the BFF program because it's my belly fat focus program. See what I did there? It's so popular and it's because it just works. So the bottom line is stick to your workout routine, avoid excess sugars, avoid these mistakes, and you will see the amazing results that your body can achieve. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. It's totally free for you and it just means the world to me. I'll see you in my next video.